No, still no voice. Right. I tell you what would be a great location as well. This building. This is fire station, is it?
Yeah.
But it doesn't seem like anyone is in it.
Pumping station.
Pumping station, okay.
Fantastic.
I know. Still no voice. Is it possible there's a little delayed? No, there's literally, there's no voice, not just, there's no sound. Hold on. Because of internet, because of other issues. Let's have hope. I didn't get to upload the thumbnail with the A380, but of course big news over the last 2 weeks at this airport is that Emirates A380 is back on the EK185 rotation, which is great because that is the only A380 coming here. Apparently no voice again. Did I switch off something by mistake? Cathay is coming. Okay. Apparently it's back on. We'll just have to ride through this. We'll just have to ride through this. It is a big challenge to actually do a working, functional show here because the internet is not the same as being at Myrtle Avenue or even being at arrivals here because it is far. It is far from anything. It is far from town. It is remote as they come. The beach is behind us, many people on mobiles, and I guess there's a lot of, there might be disruptions. I can see Qatar Dreamliner coming towards us, but first Iberia. Might just be a Neo. Nope, A321 going back to Madrid. The Neo is Wizz Air. I will see that in a second. All right. Back to the holding point, we've got Wizz Air going back to Warsaw. Warsaw Chopin Airport, and of course, taxiing towards us is Qatar Airways, but hopefully we'll see this in a sec. Neo departure, oh yeah. young Wizz Air Neo, 2 years old. A few minutes before we came on live, we had a brand new Neo. I think it was going back to Budapest. But let's return here. We've got Ryanair ready to depart to Berlin, and of course behind Qatar Airways, a 787 will be returning to Doha. So this is Qatar back to its original setup here. Over the last few months, because of the disruptions of the war, Qatar Airways changed the Dreamliner to the A359. Again, over the last 2 weeks, when Emirates brought back the A380 here, which is also it's great news, Qatar Airways returned with its original scheduling for the Dreamliners. But today there is a slight surprise in the schedule, because the afternoon 2:45 arrival from Doha will be a Boeing 777 with the red FIFA livery. I'll be trying to catch that at arrivals today. I have actually seen it over Windsor at Christmas, but yeah, it just wasn't close enough. And this is also a brand new Dreamliner, the Dash 9 variant, looking good, ready to go back to Doha. Fabulous. In front of us, something much smaller, and this will have to wait, obviously, to avoid wake turbulence. We're going to have the Mitsubishi CRJ 1000 returning to Badajoz. This is Iberia Regional. I think this is the Nostrum bit of Iberia. Yes, Air Nostrum. And this is an 8-year-old aircraft. We're going to try to capture some good arrivals for you guys today as well. Currently we've got Vueling arriving from Ibiza on an A321 in the background. Well, let's refocus back in the center now. At around 1 p.m. if our live transmission continues seamlessly without internet problems that seem to have plagued us for weeks and weeks now, then we will obviously show the A380 arriving from Dubai. But of course we should also have a string of wide bodies. Our usual here, Cathay Pacific, Air China, at least a couple of them, Emirates 777 to Mexico City, Delta, few Americans, few Uniteds, and European, a variety of European carriers. Sorry, Level as well. Yes, that's correct, Level as well. Okay, here comes Iber Nostrum, looking like a big pencil. background, we've got Iberia A321 arriving from Madrid. Would be nice to have an actual coffee, an espresso or something. All right, Wizz Air to Luton. So this is one of the newest routes added to the UK. I think 3 or 4 months old. Very tempted to try it. I think the cost of Wizz Air is always a little bit greater than Ryanair, especially Ryanair to Luton from here. The last few times I've been on Ryanair to Luton, I think it's 15 euro a trip, obviously without suitcases, without seats, without just as you stand, which is, you cannot beat this really. Yes, but I think, yes, definitely. I haven't flown with Wizz Air for 2 years. I wouldn't mind flying on one of these new Neos. This one is 5 years old. And off it goes. My reluctance over trying different carriers to go back to the UK regional airports, London regional airports like Gatwick, like Luton, is the fact that if your flight gets cancelled, if something happens with the plane, what happens then? That's what I want to know, because I've been in these situations years ago. With Ryanair, I have to say, it's an hour, 2-hour wait. They will bring the new aircraft because they have so many, and you just continue. I'm not too sure what happens with Wizz Air in these situations, and with easyJet I know flights tend to be cancelled when this happens, so that's why I stick with Ryanair. But I think I will try Wizz Air next time. Eurowings in front of us. Haven't seen Eurowings for a while. This one is a connection to Düsseldorf on the A320, and this, by comparison, is a 24-year-old aircraft. Eurowings gone, and here in front of us, Vueling follows suit back to Paris. also see Air Canada is parked at Terminal 1. I can also see Air Europa Dreamliner is parked at Terminal 1. China Eastern. These are all wide bodies that will be returning sooner or later. LATAM as well. LATAM came earlier on today, but I'm not sure if it was a 777 or a Dreamliner.
Qui atterrit là. Là.
Il va où?
Ben, celui-là il vient ici. Il arrive.
Là, il va dans le désert. Là.
Here comes American.
Celui-là il va à Barcelone. Et il vient des États-Unis. Bon, il va faire de la fumée. Fumée? De la fumée?
777 from Miami. 27-year-old American Airlines.
Allez, c'est bon, il est posé. And it's suddenly very quiet here for a moment. So yes, I'm looking forward to seeing Qatar Airways 777 with the FIFA livery. They had it in navy blue before. This one is the red one. I think that's the newer one. And like I said, it's a treat to get a Qatar 777 here. So even more of a treat to see it dressed like that, and even more of a treat to see it during the World Cup. Does Qatar play in a World Cup this year? Yes, they do? Okay. And do you know who's in the group? Do they stand a chance?
They beat Switzerland.
Oh, it already happened?
Yeah, they beat Switzerland 1-0.
What happened with the Scotland game yesterday?
1-0.
Scotland won 1-0?
Yeah.
With who?
Haiti.
Oh wow, okay. Well, that's good, isn't it? 3 points. And now who else left?
Brazil and Morocco.
Brazil and Morocco. That's not going to be easy. That's not going to be easy. But at least you have 3 points. If that's... Yes. Poor Haiti as well. They may not get a point. Anyway, easyJet is arriving. From Luton. On A319. Well, you kept that a bit quiet. I would have thought that you... Oh, okay. All right then. So Ryanair 737. This one is going to Milan Bergamo. And on the arrival side, we've got Vueling arriving from Nice. So, yeah, this is the time for narrow bodies. The next half an hour, 45 minutes. If I say no internet again. No, I'm not too sure if they're getting it right, actually. Sorry?
Just keep going ahead.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, just everything froze. But we'll just have to ride through it. And another thing is sometimes when this happens, and then I rewatch the show at home, it doesn't actually go like this. Here comes Jet 2. Brian? You're gonna have something interesting. Something interesting arriving is going to be Air Charter Scotland arriving next from Birmingham. A private jet from Scotland, but actually operating from Birmingham. They said they would arriving from Birmingham. Interesting, because we have a lot of NetJets here, but we never had Air Charter Scotland. I've never even heard of that company before. There you go, and that's arriving from Birmingham. Nice. Very nice, but sometimes when you look into these private jets, they look so tiny inside, and I think if I had that choice, I think I'd rather fly business class. Wouldn't you? What would you rather? Right. Back to the holding point. We'll see what goes first, because we've got an obstacle course of Ryanair, Vueling and Swiss. Ryanair is going to Milan, Vueling is going to Seville, and Swiss obviously back to Zurich. Just looking, we have American arriving in 6 minutes from Word. This is the 787-8 Dreamliner. That's going to be here soon. And as for departure, I think our next wide-body departure is It should be Singapore Airlines A359. And then also Etihad Dreamliner and American Airlines. And Delta as well, the A333. All right. We'll keep an eye on this American Dreamliner arriving to our right. And I apologize, I said in the beginning we are overlooking runway 27 left. This is not 27 left, I'm getting mixed up with Heathrow. This is 24 left, and arrivals are happening at 24 right. Norwegian also taxiing behind us. I think this is the same Norwegian coming over and over again. It's like it had a little bit of sellotape removed from the second bit of the red painting. I don't know. All right, here comes Wedding. Okay. And now two distinctive white and red aircraft, Swiss and a Norwegian. Swiss first. Norwegian should be a 737 800, and it is, where's it going? Either to Norway or it's going to Copenhagen actually. We've got something blue arriving in the distance. It's got to be KLM, also 737. Should be American, or might be one before American. 1 second. So now nothing is happening again. We're freezing back and forth. I'll tell you about this one. Now even I see it, that we know at the moment we've stopped. Yeah, there's about 3 aircraft before American Airlines. Right. Oh, here comes Austrian. Now that's an aircraft you don't see here a lot. Small Airbus family A320 today, going back to Vienna. 26 years old. Okay. In the background, another unique airline, Cyprus Airways from Larnaca. 4 hours to Larnaca, from Larnaca. Oh, that's not too bad. Yeah, so these two, obviously I'm gonna look at Cyprus. Can we look at Cyprus here?
Yeah, the one landing.
Yeah, the one landing, where is it?
No.
Yeah, here it is. It's got a nice tail. I've only ever seen this like twice in my life. And it's a seasonal connection as well, because I know it doesn't continue into the winter here, of course. But now American is coming. American Airlines 787 8 Dreamliner arriving from Chicago on final approach to runway 24 right. So we will forgo Austrian. It is the backdrop of the city, makes it look super cool. Iberia hangar in the distance today. Iberia hangar is open, doors are open. Whew. Yeah. Talking about unique narrow bodies, Transavia is taxiing towards us now, and this is going to be a connection to Paris. Transavia, of course, is the aircraft with a very funky undercarriage. If you stand under the flight path, you see Transavia landing above you. You see sun loungers, suitcases, backpacks. Loads of different fun, colorful pictures underneath Transavia. Representing the airline's commitments to both leisure and business. It is positioned, I think, financially right in between. I'd say a little bit like Vueling, although maybe slightly more expensive than Vueling. So not strictly low cost, but definitely less expensive than KLM and Air France. Have a couple of private jets as well. NetJets is coming. This one is going to fly to Mallorca. Nice. Behind, not available. Two of them will go together after Iberia. Say that again? Freya commented. I don't see her comment yet. I don't see any comments actually. I see a donation from Aloy Signer. I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name properly. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Hopefully the stream can continue uninterrupted. In the background, Vueling. And right now, Lingus is on approach from Dublin. The A320 Neo. Lingus as well is full of these young Neos. This is Ireland's commitment to net zero. I think BA as well. There's quite a bit of them now. Although we get them here. Of course, we get them at Heathrow, but we also see quite a lot of the old ones. And this lovely jet is going to Palma. Palma de Mallorca, of course. This is the first one. The second, we don't know. That's Aer Lingus in the background, but let's look at these. You're in for a treat if you plane spotting at Barcelona airport, because here there are loads of private jets in comparison to an airport like Heathrow, where you hardly see any. Because in the summer, the scheduling for the EK1, I think it's 187, it becomes 187, is at 9 p.m. So this tower would be closed. But it will surely be exciting to see it here again. It came back around 2 weeks ago. In fact, I realized that it came back when I was departing to England. I was literally on a runway and I saw it parked at the gate, and that was the second day it arrived. Also, when I was in England, Emirates A380 Courier Express livery came here. This is the second time it came here, and the second time I missed it. And it doesn't come very regularly to Heathrow either, so I've never seen it at Heathrow. So I wasn't feeling great about it. Hopefully I will see it at some point before the livery changes. It's still fairly new, I would say, so may it continue for quite some time before I manage to catch it somewhere. But today we've got the standard Emirates colours. It's always a treat to see Emirates A380 anyway, but it's just this extra little bit great when it comes in a special livery. So yeah, that's Emirates. Now cruising south of Heraklion, Greek Heraklion, so yeah. So hopefully we'll get to see it arrive. And it's a beautiful arrival because the backdrop is the city of Barcelona. Of course, the airport is out of the city, but the whole city is in front of you here when you overlook arrivals. The hills, the mountains, the TB Daba when we film arrivals from here. I'm being told that we losing voice, losing sound, or losing my voice, I'm not sure. I guess I will be losing sound. We just have to keep going. The issue seems to be really for us when we stop, we can't get back on. So we just have to keep going. And it seems like this is an issue that is like a twitch, literally just in and out, in and out. I don't know what's causing it. I mean, we know behind us there's El Prat beach and there's loads of people on the beach already, loads of people. Everyone's got a mobile these days, and yeah, I guess the network is, well, it can be overloaded. But we'll just have to keep going, like I said, we just have to keep going. Okay, something blue is on approach, and I think it is Azerbaijan. Could it be? Yes, it is Azerbaijan Airlines from Baku. Brand new A320neo. I mean, how many of those neos are in operation in Europe? This is a huge amount of these new aircraft now in circulation between different airlines. I love this livery. This is the standard livery because of the colors. Something so nice about this blue, and it looks like a whale because of the white chin, and yeah, you have to see it for yourself. Oftentimes when I take a flight to Luton by Ryanair on Saturday, which is the 12:20 schedule, Azerbaijan is boarding right next to me, and I get to see it in detail. And even for, you know, not being a big, impressive wide body, it's such a lovely aircraft to look at. We've got Air France now, back to Charles de Gaulle, and it's an A321. And this one is the oldest aircraft so far that we've seen, 31 years old. 31 years old, this Air France. Wow. Air France still comes here on the A318 sometimes. Air Arabia is approaching the holding point. Air Arabia will be returning to Nador. Air Arabia is the original Middle Eastern low-cost carrier. From the United Arab Emirates, but with bases in Morocco as well, I think in Casablanca and Nador, and in the United Arab Emirates in Sharjah, just east of Dubai. Okay. Okay, we've got German-bound departures now of Vueling in front of us going to Berlin. This is the A320 behind. Another A320 Eurowings is going back to Cologne. And then behind we have Wizz Air going to Rome Fiumicino, followed by Ryanair going to Naples, also in Italy. So Germany first, then Italy. We will have the Spanish domestic traffic. Both Vuelings arriving in a minute will be internal flights. First one is from Granada and second one is from Santiago de Compostela. Maybe it's possible to go and get a coffee in there. No, I'm not able to go with a microphone on. I think I just want an espresso or cortado, and if the worst comes to the worst and there's no coffee, then maybe like a soft drink. Yeah. And I will overlook here because at the moment it's all narrow bodies. Zoom in. We'll keep it on a holding point, and we'll try to take a tiny break. Like I said, we've got another private jet. Treat for all of you that love private jets. We've got Turkish Airlines actually arriving in 6 minutes on A333. I love Turkish Airlines. This little jet, Pilatus PC-24, it doesn't give me any information about where it's going. Ryanair just off to Naples, like I said before, and now we have Vueling lining up for Faro departure. And here's the pocket rocket. We'll see. We'll see who goes first. I guess it's Vueling. We take it back to the center for these two. Okay. It's going forward pretty quickly after this Vueling departure. Right next to it is Wizz, and this one will be going to Budapest. It's a 3-year-old A321neo. Waiting stern, and this one clear to depart. Very early rotation, of course. Okay, back to Wizz Air A321neo that will be departing to Budapest shortly. And we also have American getting ready to depart back toward to Chicago, 787-8 Dreamliner. But in between we'll still see Scandinavian, is that American taxiing towards us. Let's have a look. Okay. SAS going to Stockholm, Arlanda. And we've got another private jet there. It will have to wait for American to be well on its way to depart. Let's go back to the holding point. American Airlines. Wow, lovely wingspan. You just want the wingspan to fill the screen without too much zoom. That's your dream. Here it is. It's a 10-year-old American Airlines Dreamliner. Okay. Silver Cloud Air. It's going to Malaga, so it's going to be a domestic flight. Cessna Citation XLS, that's what it is. Beautiful aircraft, 18 years old. Unfortunately, we missed Turkish Airlines arriving from Istanbul when we filmed the departure of American Airlines, but that's okay. Turkish does not hang about. It has a fairly quick rotation here, so we'll see it departing hopefully. time goes up so quickly. Yeah, and it disappears. Right. We've got easyJet taxiing towards us, and on the other side of the runway we have a Ryanair, I believe, coming in from Venice. So we just had American departing, hence why we couldn't film Turkish. I think on the next live, I'm going to actually start counting how many private jets will we record. All right. This is coffee time. Does this coffee have milk? Okay, but no sugar. All right, it's like automatic. Okay. Right. All right. Singapore Airlines. The A359 is pinging at the gate. This is going to be the rotation to Milan, the 5th Freedom flight that I always talk about. Well worth the 140 euro, if it's still 140 euro, I think. It was 140 euro before the prices of petrol shot up, so this is the rare European wide-body rotation. Even rarer is the one by Air Europa from this airport, where the 787 takes you on a literally 50 minutes journey to Madrid. It is a connecting flight for a lot of people traveling on to South America. In the distance we have Delta arriving from Seattle. 10 hours, 9 minutes. Looking good against the Barcelona city backdrop. And in front of us we will have a UK connection. We'll have Barcelona, we will have Barcelona, Belfast, easyJet, A320 going to Belfast. This coffee has like 3 sugars in it. It's like insanely sweet. Oh. All right. We have Lufthansa. It will be departing next, going to Frankfurt on an A321. Neo is only 4 years old. Turkish Airlines just parking at the gate, still visible on radar, and so is Delta. But Singapore Airlines is coming. Yeah, I can see Singapore Airlines there.
Yeah.
See? It's there. We actually saw Singapore Airlines when we arrived. That was the one that flew above us. So now it has to wait because it's Lufthansa is departing. Ooh. Look. Look. Literally, it's on the. It's just, yeah, Lufthansa needs to go above it. You catch it in a minute. We'll catch it here. It's here. There you go, it's there. Singapore Airlines A359. Back to Milan, from where it will obviously depart to Singapore. Hello again to everyone watching. I'm just looking at the comments. Hello from Dhaka. Hello, and thank you for joining the show. What time is it in Dhaka? This is Vueling going to Naples that just departed, but we are staying with Singapore Airlines. Great aircraft. 9-year-old Airbus A350-900. Singapore Airlines, very simple livery, but very striking tail. Instantly recognizable, especially striking on the A380. Of course, the A380 operated by Singapore Airlines does not come here, but we see it often at Heathrow. There is an early morning rotation when the A380 comes alongside 777, and then just after 3 or just around 3 p.m. Singapore Airlines comes again on the A380. So you've got two a day, alongside obviously a 777 and A359 occasionally as well. And we haven't had any London arrival yet. No Stansted, no Gatwick, and no Luton. We've had departures to all these airports, and we haven't had British Airways either. We haven't had Heathrow either. Okay, wow. Instantly recognizable, the window on the A359. It's like the big Neo. This is a quick hop for them, of course, before they return back to Singapore. I'm a little baffled by the second arrival. So this is Vueling from Geneva. The second one is not available. It's an A320neo, not available. Could this be something to do with the Spanish government? Or we've had this aircraft before on the show where we see them coming in, but we don't know what they are until we physically see them. The last one was, I think, about 2 months ago from the 3-meter platform. We've seen the arrival of the Pedro Sanchez with his officials for a conference here in Barcelona. So I wonder, what is this second aircraft on approach here? Let's keep an eye on it. Let's zoom as much as we can. It might just be a radar glitch as well, but it's interesting. Yeah, A320neo. Not available. Let's see. And then we'll have Air Europa arriving from Mallorca. What is it? All white as well? Hard to tell. Literally nothing that would reveal a little bit more about this aircraft or its origins. If anyone knows, please shed some light on this situation. Let's see. Hair Silhouette says hello from Malaga. Hello to you as well. Thank you for tuning in and watching the show. All right. Was that from like the machine or? Okay. So has that pure white aircraft been whisked off to like the private terminal, would you say? Because I didn't see it. Yeah, it is. Look, it's going, can you see it? It's through there where easyJet is. That's the private terminal. If it passes those easyJets, then that's the private terminal. So obviously. That's Air Europa now arriving. wanted to say from Mallorca, but it's actually Vueling arriving from Tenerife, and behind it Ryanair from Reggio Calabria in Italy. We have a second Norwegian departing in a minute. Norwegian is not very... there isn't a lot of Norwegians here, so to have 2 in 1 hour, not too bad. This one, Mina Kand livery. So let's see. It's only a 2-year-old Boeing 737. This one is a MAX 8. And we have just pushing back China Eastern, another A359 that will be shortly departing to Shanghai. With China Eastern, often enough they go to depart from runway 24 right, just by the Iberia hangar. So hopefully we'll get to see them here. Oh, look at this Norwegian. Let's zoom on to the Norwegian, because it does look really, really new in comparison to some of the old ones. There is a huge difference. I think especially because of it has this red front. This can sometimes look really worn out, the color red, and this one is beautiful, sharp and shiny. Sparkling. Okay. So this Norwegian is bound for Helsinki, by the way, and I want to say something more about this China Eastern departure. It is possible it will be from 24 right, because there isn't a lot of traffic right now. We're kind of in front of it. We'll try to zoom as much as possible on this departure, but of course it would be nice beautiful. Of course, Norwegian always puts those Scandinavian writers, musicians, actors, poets on its tail to honor their history. This one is someone called Mina Kant. I wouldn't be able to tell who it is, but I see China Eastern there. We'll see China Eastern as we follow Norwegian. It's right at the end of the runway. It's at 6 right now, but I mean, yeah, Norwegian will fly above it. Okay. Let's see. Here it is. China Eastern. I mean, it looks like it's heading here. Unless it's going to turn left in a minute, it looks like it's heading here. So that's good. On the other side, Vueling arriving from Seville, Zurich, and then Aegean from Athens, another young Neo, A321 Neo. Okay, that's Norwegian out completely. Let's see. Yeah, I would say strong possibility China Eastern is coming here. easyJet and Condor might be ahead of it though. Look at this Condor. Isn't that cute? Yeah, here it is. This is called, I don't want to go back on radar. I think it's called the Sunshine livery. Is it? I'll check. They have really fun names. They have really fun names. This one is called Yellow Sunshine Livery. I was close. One is, I think, Beach Towel. Another one is Red Passion. I'm yet to capture them properly through arrivals. They started coming here around 2 months ago, or even less. I think that's when Lufthansa cancelled quite a few flights, domestic and European. Around 10,000 flights were cancelled in response to the growing fuel problem after the conflict in the Middle East started in February. And I think hence why Condor, because we didn't have Condor here last year. I mean, if you can say a plane looks cute, then that is cute. And Sunday seems to be a day for the yellow one always. So Condor, A321, 11-year-old Condor. And behind it is Wizz to Wrocław in Poland. That's another young Neo, 3-year-old. But, oh, here it is. First is easyJet to Luton. There you go. China Eastern slowly. Slowly. Oh, it's turning.
Okay, we're going to get it from somewhere else.
It's from 248. Yeah, it's turning. Ah, okay. That's fine. Let's go back to the holding point. We will see easyJet departing, and then we'll see Condor departing. Yeah, it's going to 248. In the background, Aegean just arrived from Athens, as I said earlier. It is a shame, but we've been lucky so far. So far, that's the first wide body that goes there. Off it goes, easyJet. Yeah. Okay, let's go back to Condor. That might be heading out next. Yeah. Strong possibility, yeah, definitely. And this one is heading back to Frankfurt. In front of us, El Al. Very rare for our show to catch El Al. And this one is a 7378 heading back to Tel Aviv. This is an 11-year-old 7378. That was a very quick rotation for El Al, because I think I have seen it arrive around 40 minutes ago. Could it be possible? If I go slow. Of us is Wizz to Wrocław in Poland, but we've got to be careful because China Eastern is approaching that holding point at 2-4 right, so we don't want to miss its departure. We might forego the Wizz to see China Eastern depart from there. The tail is still visible. We've got ITA also arriving, that unmistakable blue of ITA, and that's the tail there in the background for China Eastern. Yeah, this is the wonderful Olympic livery, I'm certain. Yeah, Olympic Winter Games livery. That was for Milan this year. So many beautiful planes today at arrivals. Maybe I should have been at arrivals today. Okay, China Eastern. We'll catch ITA. ITA does not hang about either. ITA will be out of here in 40 minutes. So let's go to the. Yeah, we can't see China Eastern now. It's behind the trees. So we might as well look at Wizz Air, but we will see it departing. We just need to keep an eye on the Iberia hangar. I didn't even realize that ITA was coming with this livery. I knew about Qatar Airways today, and also later on in the day, we might not be here, we probably won't be here at this time. Later on in the afternoon, we have Brussels arriving with the Atomium livery. I mean, I know that one has been around for a long time, but I haven't personally seen it live, so I would love to see it. Okay, anytime now, we'll see this Shanghai departure. China Eastern is turning. What happens then is the aircraft that departs from that holding point there at 2-4 right waits for the break in the inbound traffic, and then it will go. It will find its slot, and I am certain that this will happen after this Vueling Cantabria Infinita arriving from Asturias. I'm certain that it will be cleared for takeoff. Behind is Ryanair from Dublin, but I think, yeah, there is enough time. Yeah. Okay. Yes, it's turning. It's turning. This is its slot to go. So we'll just keep an eye. Yeah, I think the leg is like inconveniently positioned forward. I had the same problem when I was filming, when you went for a coffee. I had the same problem on skipping through the leg, but never mind. If you want to turn it or readjust it, would you have to do this?
No.
Okay. I'm not sure if you want to turn it.
It's not perfectly.
No, but I think that's really, you can trip over that. In front of us is Iberia, going back to Madrid. But yes, we are, here it is. Can you guys see? Let's see. Let me quickly catch it. Yeah. A bit lower, we need to go a bit lower. This is too far. Here it is, and this is China Eastern A359 departing to Shanghai. And this is fun, what happens now, because it's like a parallel runway thing. eBed departing now, and from the other runway, China Eastern. You see it when they're both a little bit away from us, you see them both. Okay, seems like Iberia is only rotating now, but we can zoom out to see them both. Can we, or would it be too tiny for anyone to view anything? Yeah, too small. In front of us is Ryanair going back to Stansted. Yes, this is our first Stansted departure today. This is my favorite route in the world, and this is taken today on a 7378 8-year-old Ryanair. There you go, my love. You're about to go, and behind American Airlines 777 returning to Kennedy. We're in for another treat because Emirates is taxiing towards us as well. This is the Emirates 777 Fifth Freedom flight to Mexico City. And this is going to be the third takeoff, first American. Sandwiched in the middle is Vueling to Hanover, and then we'll see the Emirates Boeing 777 also. We've got two more wide bodies pinging at the gate. It's going to be United and Delta. There's two Deltas, actually. One is going to Kennedy and another one is going to Atlanta. So I'm certain one of them I'm certain one of these Deltas will go to depart at 248, which Delta likes to do that as well. Delta, sometimes American, but mainly Delta. If you're standing at that 3-meter viewing platform there, just by the 248 holding point, you get a great view into the cockpit, especially if you have really good zooming equipment, but literally you can see into the cockpit with your naked eye. That's how close it is to the viewing platform. That Emirates Vueling out of the way, and the heavies take over. Seems like the traffic is a little bit more awake now. How old is this American? It's a 27-year-old Boeing 777. Emirates is 10 years younger exactly. In the background, Jet 2 just arrived from Manchester. Look at this, suddenly the frame is filled. Emirates in front of us now. And like I said earlier, this is the fifth Freedom rotation to Mexico City, which means this Emirates would have come here from Dubai early morning. Now it's going to Mexico. Tomorrow it returns back here and then departs to Dubai. Through the problems that Emirates and other Middle Eastern carriers have had since end of February, Aeromexico started coming here. I think mainly they took up that route to facilitate this rotation. Obviously, if Emirates never came in the morning from Dubai, then there was no aircraft to go on to Mexico City. So I think we will see Aeromexico arriving, I would say within an hour. And I just wonder for how much longer now that Emirates seems to have returned to its schedule here, pre-conflict. How much longer will Aeromexico keep coming here? But it was a treat for us because I didn't see it here for a very long time. Unfortunately, both Deltas are now taxiing to 2-4 right. That is not great, but also not terrible news. Yeah, these are both obviously American departures. JFK and Hartsfield Jackson